My name is Florian Haas, and I work for Austrian Red Cross as a regional DM delegate. I'm joined here with Ewinur. Ewinur, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Ewinur Machdar. I'm a registered WASH delegate with Australian Red Cross, and I've been working in WASH for about more than 17 years in different settings and different organizations as well.
That is cool. So what's our topic today?
I'm thinking about the WASH coordinations. It's something people just underestimate it, but it's quite complicated, and it's also important one.
And why did you choose that topic?
Because it was funny how I kind of being coordinator now, because it was accidentally I was coordinator back then. I started it was in how you call that tsunami response in Indonesia. I was with UN as a national staff, and then in the absence of the WASH coordinator at the time, I have to step up, and I hate to be coordinator. I mean, I don't like it. I'm more kind of program persons, going to the field, real things instead of coordinations. Because for me, it's just talking about, sorry to say, it's bullshit. You're just talking about things, and it's not real things at that time. And then again, after that, I'm being program managers, the normal WASH, not real coordinations. But again, it happens to me again with bigger roles as a WASH cluster coordinator. It was also accident when I was in Myanmar. Again, in the absence of WASH cluster, I was a program manager with, again, UN, and then they asked me to fill in for, it's not for short term, but 7 months as a WASH cluster. Again, at the first time, it was I hate it again, because you really have to connect with all these people, and you really have to try to kind of accommodate and try to solve. But after a while, after that 6 months, I enjoyed being coordinator. I mean, I found out as the coordinator, it doesn't mean you have to solve all the problems, but you have to accommodate. That's the important one. Because at first I thought you're the one who should solve everything. But it's not like that. I mean, it's okay to say you don't know, because you're not Google. And then you can easily you have network. That's the important thing. So, and then based on that experience, I kind of enjoy more and more to become coordinator. And then my last experience also was a WASH coordinator in Cox's Bazar, and then that's also kind of strengthen my skills in the networking, also coordinator, internal and external. And then I really enjoy that one, because we met a lot of people, exchange knowledge, and then as I said, it's okay to say that you don't know, but you can refer to to the expert. That's what I enjoy. And then I learn also when I said I don't know, and then I learn new things, or more advanced, or the new approach. That's what I enjoy being coordinator.
That's great. Yeah. And what would you say is the most important fact about being a WASH coordinator?
The important one is you have to be transparent. As I mentioned earlier, when you don't know things, you tell them that you don't know. And then you have to be have a good personality, means you really need a good network skills, or relationship, and also leadership. That's important. I mean, because coordinator is not only collecting informations and then sharing that to others, but you have to analyze that one. So analytical thinking, that's important. And also network, because for example, again, based on my experience, when you found out the gaps, and our organizations couldn't fill in that one, so we come up to WASH cluster, or to the other PNS, for example, how we can collaborate. I think that's also important to have in mind, work to collaborate instead of competing. That's important. Yeah. So that's what I learned also. That's important as the coordinator, being transparent of all the information you share to everyone's, networking, and then also, try open, open with everything, new ideas. That's also important. Yeah.
Thank you. And the last question, or second to last question that I have is if you had a magic wand, what would you change about the way we coordinate in the WASH sector?
Good questions. There's a lot of things. I mean, like for example, like these 4W things. I mean, like we hate it. I mean, to be honest, it's simple, but it's complicated, right? If I have one magic wand, I mean, like it's just easily pop up like all this information who's doing what where without really feeling that complicated Excel sheets. That's one thing that's really helpful, but really pain as well. So that's one thing.
Yeah, I can see that. That's a really good one that would really help with, with things in the field.
Yeah.
So, as we're all sitting at home in the COVID crisis, I wanted to ask you, do you prefer sitting at home or do you prefer sitting in an office or working in the field?
I mean personally I prefer like working in the field and then in the office because I like to meet people and then like it feels like it's more real. But of course with these COVID situations that it's not really possible to do that. And also like being washed, it's not only about the desk work, the paperwork. You really need to see and verify. I mean, you cannot really see it from the pictures itself, for example. So I think that's the challenge. But of course, like there's a way to kind of like make it balance between working from home and also like working from the office. But if I can choose, I prefer like, real work.
Thank you for that.
Sure.
So you will, yeah, that's